This is the story of Julia Lynn Turner. August 1993, Julia married Officer Glenn Turner, but their marriage took a sharp left right after the I do's. Matter of fact, they didn't even make it through the honeymoon happy. Julia got mad at Glenn because he booked a family cruise instead of a luxury cruise. And while they're on their honeymoon, Glenn is trying to make love to his new wife, but she keeps turning him down. She says she's having female problems. Now, it was never disclosed what female problems she was having, but she didn't give Glenn none on the honeymoon. Just 6 months into their marriage, they decided to sleep in separate rooms. Now, the sleeping in separate rooms didn't affect Julia like it was affecting Glenn. She was having the time of her life, maxing out credit cards, buying new cars, booking trips, calling off work every chance she got. So, to avoid going in debt, Glenn ended up having to get a second job at a gas station. Even though Glenn's mother and his cop friends could not stand Julia, he loved her and wanted to make it work, but she was not giving him nothing to work with. So he told her, I'm going to go ahead and move out. But on March 2nd, 1995, the day before he was supposed to move out, Glenn fell sick, so sick to where he was vomiting, diarrhea, he felt lightheaded. Julia took him to the ER. The doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong, so they gave him fluids and medication and sent him back home and told him to get some rest. March 3rd, 1995, move out date. Glenn was starting to feel better. Julia gave him some lime green jello and decided to go run some errands. By the time she came back, she found Glenn dead in his bed, wrapped in his blanket. Julia told the police that Glenn was hallucinating the night before. He tried to jump off the balcony, he tried to drink gasoline, all this when he came back from the hospital. The autopsy report showed that 31-year-old Glenn died from an irregular heartbeat and his heart was enlarged. But his mother like, nah, something ain't right. My son ain't never had no heart problems. She requested a private autopsy, but it was thousands of dollars and she didn't have it. On top of there was really no evidence, so it was nothing she could do. Just 2 weeks after Glenn's death, Julia moves in with Randy Thompson. But get this, Randy doesn't know Julia's ex-husband is dead. She told him she was divorced. In the summer of 1995, Julia buys a brand new house for her and Randy with the insurance money from Glenn. And in 1996, she has two children, a boy and a girl. But Julia wouldn't marry Randy, and he was trying to figure out why. He even bought her an engagement ring, but she still wouldn't walk down that aisle. Early 1997, she convinced Randy to make her the beneficiary of his life insurance policy. And the following year, she suggested that he make it 100K to 200K. And he did it, not thinking nothing of it. And of course, after that, the relationship took a turn. Julia said Randy hit her in the mouth. He was charged with battery and fined $400 and 10-month probation. Now, they did say Randy drank a lot, but they also said that Julia pressed his buttons on a regular basis. Randy even tried to overdose on pills in hopes of getting Julia's attention. In 1999, he just decided to move out for his own sanity. Even though Randy was out the house, he still wanted to be with Julia and his children. So on January 19th, 2001, she bought the two children and they all met up at a restaurant to work things out. After dinner, Randy went back to Julia's house for dessert. She fed him some lime green jello. January 22nd, 2001, Randy's friend found him on his couch, wrapped in a blanket, dead. On the day of Randy's funeral, Julia calls the insurance people trying to collect that money. They said, no, he been stopped paying on his life insurance policy. She's livid. Now, Glenn's mother got wind about Randy's death and decided to call Randy's mother to figure out how Randy died. And the similarities were crazy. Glenn and Randy's mothers caused so much chaos. They contacted the police, the news, reporters. They had no choice but to further investigate the autopsy. They dug up Glenn's body and they seen they both had antifreeze in their system. They found the bottle of antifreeze in Julia's basement that was pictured in a crime scene photo from Glenn's death in 1995, ironically. Julia was arrested November 1st, 2002. Now, during her trial, Julia was very cocky. She had a stone face. She was telling reporters that she was going to beat this, she was going to get out. She was facing the death penalty, but they ended up giving her life without parole. But on August 30th, 2010, after doing about 8 years in jail, Julia Lynn Turner was found dead in her prison cell. Now, they don't know exactly how she died, but speculation was she was holding her blood pressure medicine and she just took them all at once. Fun fact about antifreeze that I didn't know myself. I didn't know antifreeze was sweet, which is why you can put it in a drink, especially an alcoholic drink, soup, jello, which is why they ended up changing the ingredients to make it taste more bitter so you would know if somebody was trying to kill you. Now, this makes me want to go down a rabbit hole of antifreeze murders. Because just how many murders have it been to make y'all want to change the ingredients to make it more bitter so people can know if they getting poisoned out here?